What if I told you there was a way to potentially generate extra income from stocks you already own without having to sell your shares? This strategy is called a covered call and has become increasingly popular among investors that are looking to create additional income from their investments. And if you want to make the strategy even easier, you can also invest in something called a covered call ETF that allows you to avoid needing to pick individual stocks or manage anything yourself. And some of the best covered call ETFs advertise annual yields that range anywhere from 6 to even above 10%. For example, if you invest $100,000 and generated a 10% annual yield, that would equal a $10,000 income over the course of a full year, which is equivalent to an extra $833 per month. But there are some very important things you need to understand before you start using covered calls, because there are trade-offs involved, and depending on how you may use them, they may not be the right strategy for you. So because of that, in this video, I'm going to go over what exactly a covered call is, how they work using a simple stock example, then we'll look at a simpler way that you could invest into them using covered call ETFs. I'll then show some of the best options available in the market, pros and cons that you need to know before investing into them, and who should really use covered calls. But knowing that, before we get started, my name is Sully. I run the company InvestLane, where our mission is to help others learn how to save and invest wisely to build lasting wealth. And all I ask is that if you do find value from this video, that you consider hitting the like, subscribe, and notifications button for future content like this. With that said, to get straight to it, let's first go over what are covered calls. Now, I'm going to try to keep this as simple as I can because I know how confusing this can be for brand new beginners. So the first thing to understand is that a covered call is a type of options strategy. Now, options are basically contracts, which is a type of investing that allow investors to bet on where you think a stock's price is going to go over a certain period of time. Now, there are two main types of options that are call options or put options, but for this video specifically, we're only going to focus on call options, and the only options that you could choose from here would be to buy a call option or to sell a call option. I know this may seem confusing, but as I show examples, I think that it's going to help you really understand the differences much better. So for starters, when you buy a call option, it is known as a long call, where you are essentially betting that a stock will rise above a certain price that is known as the strike price, and you believe that it's going to rise quickly and pass that price within a very short period of time, and when you go to invest in these, you're going to pick a specific date known as the expiration date. So let's just look at this image and say that you buy a call option and pay $200 for that contract. The most you can lose is the initial $200 investment. And if the stock's price quickly rises above the strike price that you selected, you could potentially make a lot of money in a very short period of time. Now, the flip side of that example is selling a call option, and this is what's known as a covered call. A covered call is when you own 100 shares of a stock where you are now the investor on the opposite side of that trade. For example, with a covered call from the last scenario, you would instead receive an upfront payment of $200 right away, which is also known as the premium. But the trade-off is that if the stock's price rises above that strike price at the end of the expiration date, you're forced to sell your shares. So to sum it up, buyers of a call option are hoping the stock's price does very well in a short period of time. And with this kind of trade, there is a much higher overall risk, but also a much higher reward scenario. Where for sellers of a call option, known as a covered call, those with shares have much less risk, but that also has limited reward. That is because you are able to generate a small income up front, but that's limited by an upside potential if the stock's price rises past the initial strike price you selected. Now, if you're brand new to investing, I know that this can definitely come off confusing, so something I think that could really help you understand this process is to now go over a real stock example. All right, so the simplest way I found this to be helpful for beginners is to use the options profit calculator site, where you can input a particular stock that you may be interested in, and you can now see the rough estimates on how each scenario would pay out. For example, let's say that you buy a call option, which is a long call and not a covered call strategy, just so that you're aware. I'm just showing this so that you can fully understand the differences and how each properly work. But let's say that you are bullish on Nvidia and their stock's price is currently at $197 per share. The current date of when I did this was Monday, July 27th, and I selected the time frame of August 7th, which is just under 2 weeks away, where I'm gonna bet that Nvidia Nvidia could pass the strike price of $210 per share by that date. By doing that, it would cost $1.80 per share, and just remember, like I said, each option contract has 100 shares in it. That's just how it's set up and how the system is. And from that calculation, the total cost here means that you, the investor, would pay $185 for this buying call option strategy. And so all this means is that to take part in this long call strategy, this trade, it would cost you $185 to do. Now on the site, you can see that if you hit calculate, it shows the estimated returns based on the entry cost that was $185, which, by the way, that amount is the most that you could lose. And the break even by the expiration date of August 7th means that you would need the stock's price to be at least $211.85 in order to profit if you were to hold on to this trade until the expiration date. But do know that you can sell the trade at any time. So the best part that I love about this site when you look at this is that you can see what return that you may be expecting to get based on the time and price of Nvidia's stock. So if by the end of the week, say it's Friday, July 31st, and Nvidia stock jumps due to company news, economic releases, or any other impacts, say it jumped all the way from $197 per share to $210 per share in just the week, which, by the way, when we calculate that, that is a 6.5% increase in the true value of the stock's price. But since you made a short-term bet on the stock using a long call strategy in the hopes that it was going to rise quickly, with this buy and call option that you bought, that means your investment would have jumped 184%, with the price being $5.25 per option, so your total option would be worth $525, and if you sold it at this time, you would profit a total of $340 from your initial $185 trade. The important thing to realize here is that these trades are very volatile, and if you wait just 1 week and the stock's price is still at $210 per share, then you would end up actually losing all your money by the expiration date, which would be after the market closes on August 7th. Now, if you want to play around with this tool, I'm going to have it linked in the description below, but that option I just mentioned was buying a call option. Let's now go over a covered call option, which assumes that you have 100 shares of Nvidia stock and that you are selling the option strategy. So for this case, we have a covered call strategy using the same Nvidia stock right now, where the price quickly dropped to $196. And for this, realize that it's assuming that you have 100 shares of the stock. So that means that you would currently have over $19,000 of an investment in Nvidia. And so if we select August 7th again for this example and look at the $210 strike price, you can see the price per option is $1.65, which means you would get a total of $165 right away. Now, you get to keep that income regardless of what happens, but the biggest thing to understand here is that if Nvidia stock ends up going above that $210 strike price by the expiration date of August 7th, then you could be forced to sell your shares, and any price above that, you would potentially miss out on that upside, and you'd ideally want to avoid this because this can also trigger unintentional taxes to you. Now, for many active investors that understand these approaches, you may love to partake in this on your own, but a big focus of mine and a large part of the content that I create on this channel is related to ETFs. So let's now go over the easier way to do this through covered call ETFs. Now, for those that don't know, an ETF stands for an exchange traded fund, which is pretty much a super simple way to own hundreds to thousands of different investments, all within one purchase. Now, the most popular example to reference here for those new is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF VOO that represents 500 of the largest US companies, and it's considered a gauge of overall US stock returns. Now, one fun fact for you is that you could also do your own covered calls on ETFs. So with VOO being traded at $678 per share, that means that you would need about $68,000 invested in order to partake in covered call strategies with VOO on your own. Now, of course, there are other S&P 500 ETFs that you could buy with lower share prices, but there are also covered call ETFs that are managed by other companies that do the work for you. You see, currently the most popular covered call ETF is JP Morgan's Equity Premium Income ETF, JPI, that has $45 billion in assets under its management. Or a new favorite of mine that is a tax-efficient option is the NEOS S&P 500 High Income ETF with the ticker of SPYI. Both of these have the underlying exposure as the S&P 500, where you can see with SPYI, they seek to distribute a high monthly income generated from investing in the constituents of the S&P 500 index by implementing a data-driven call option strategy. To sum up these two funds, starting with JPI, the fund launched in 2020 has a 0.35% expense ratio, which means for every $10,000 that you invest, you'd be paying $35 per year in fees, and do know that that is automatically taken out of your investment over time. It's not something that you have to pay separately. But aside from that, JPI JPI is also different than SPYI, where JPI as of July 7th has 130 holdings in the fund. Its distribution yield over the past year was 8.06%. It also has a 32% overlap with the S&P 500. It's grown about 8% over the past year, which by the way assumes that you reinvest the income that you generated, and it factors in the expense ratio, which is the annual cost to own the fund that I just mentioned. And so knowing that, over the past 3 years, the fund has averaged 9.55% per year, and over the past 5 years, that was 7.53%. All in all, JPI is a solid covered call ETF for those looking to get a monthly income, but when compared to SPYI, it is a bit less volatile, which is also why it has potentially less growth potential. And I also personally only recommend, if you're going to get JPI, to do it in tax-advantaged accounts like an IRA. But knowing that, the other S&P 500 based covered call ETF that uses more of that modern tax-efficient approach with a return of capital structure, that is SPYI, that is also actively managed, launched in August of 2022, has a 0.68% expense ratio. There's 512 holdings in the fund, $11 billion in net assets, where it's paid an 11.8% annual income over the past year, but it's also grown 18.79% over the past year, assuming that you reinvested that income that you generated, and then over the past 3 years, that average was 15.95%. Unfortunately, there isn't more data to look back at with this fund, but the fund is structured in a way to help investors achieve even more of an income and even the ability to see more of an appreciation in the investment's value, unlike JPI. And with SPYI having a much more tax-efficient structure, I lean much more toward this fund in a taxable brokerage account. Now, I will say I've also made plenty of content on this topic, and I'm also bringing on experts from the NEOS team to discuss their funds and the structure behind them in much more detail, and that's going to be posted on the InvestLane YouTube channel. So if you're interested, I'm going to have direct links below once those are posted, and don't forget to subscribe with notifications on. Now, just to give you an idea of other top covered call ETFs, another type of investment that I like to look at here is very similar in attraction, but now tracks the NASDAQ 100. Of the two ETFs I'll mention here, the first is JP Morgan's NASDAQ Equity Premium Income ETF, JEPQ, that currently has close to $40 billion in net assets. Or the more modern tax-friendly version, that is NEOS NASDAQ 100 High Income ETF, that has about $13 billion in net assets. But notice that this fund has only been around since 2024, and I personally believe that it's going to continue growing at a strong rate in the upcoming years. Now, QQQI itself is a very interesting one where you can see its distribution rate is 14%, but the fund works very hard to prevent NAV erosion, where you can see over the past year, it's grown 25.7%, all while offering a solid tax-efficient structure. Which, by the way, ETFs like SPYI and QQQI, they've also been very consistent with their payouts, where if you look into this further, you can get a really good idea on what you may expect to earn each month as an income. But knowing how you could utilize ETFs in a simpler way to generate an easy monthly income, let's now go over the overall pros and cons to be aware of. Alright, so the first pro here is the fact that you can generate an additional income from the investments you own. But the con to that is that there is limited upside, and you may miss out on potential gains if the stock rises significantly. Another con is the potential taxes that you'd have to pay if the stock rises very quickly and that you're forced to sell. But the pro for covered call is that you can generate it on a recurring basis rather than relying solely on dividends alone. And another pro is that if you use ETFs, they can be completely automated for you. But the high yield that you can earn from these doesn't always mean that the investment is truly going to grow in true value with long-term returns. I really want to emphasize this because anytime you see distribution yields above 5, 6, or 7%, with covered call ETFs in particular, you want to be very careful to proceed with caution because you really want to make sure that the investment isn't just going to decline in true value. And remember what I said, because the total annual returns that you see that are computed, that assumes that you reinvest the income and they factor in the annual expense to own the fund. So just remember that, because if you were to take out that high income, your investment may not even be able to keep up with inflation. Which, don't forget that if you are doing this on your own, you definitely have to be more hands-on, which takes time, energy, and a true understanding of what you are getting into. You also need to be aware of the tax structure, especially with covered call ETFs if you don't know what you're getting into, because that could potentially bring a severe tax drag that may really impact your overall returns over a long period of time. But with the right ETFs like SPYI or QQQI, they could be much more tax efficient for you. And the best part is that if you are an income investor, whether that be mid-aged and you want some income for your family, or you're in retirement, knowing the best ways to approach an income investing strategy where you can get that tax efficient structure and overall cash flow is really important to understand. All right, so knowing that, let's now finish this off and go over who should use covered calls. Now, first off, covered calls can make sense for investors who already own a significant amount of stocks or ETFs and want to generate an additional income from those investments on their own. They can also be useful for investors that are more focused on getting that income today, but ensuring that their investment can sustain value over time with the ideal goal. And for this, many investors that are approaching retirement or already trying to live off their portfolio, this could significantly impact your ability to do so. Now, another group that may benefit from covered calls are investors who believe a stock or fund will only grow slowly, because if you can collect premiums over time from the shares that you're already holding, as long as they don't skyrocket and then trigger taxes to you, you're pretty much just collecting premiums over time that can help get you more of an income and help your returns overall. And finally, for those investors who don't want to manage options themselves, covered call ETFs can be a super simple way for you to gain exposure to those strategies without needing to pick the strike prices, specific ones, and expiration dates, or manage any individual contracts on your own. However, covered calls may not be the best strategy for everyone, and say you are a younger investor or someone that's primarily focused on long-term growth, selling covered calls may limit your upside potential, especially during bull markets where this could have a significant impact when stocks are climbing higher and if they are at a fast rate. For example, if you own many shares of a company's stock and you partake in a covered call strategy, say that stock doubles in value in a short period of time, you may end up missing out on a ton of potential gains, and all you would have gotten was a small premium and now that tax impact from having to completely sell the fund. And especially if it is a short-term capital gain, you'd really want to avoid that. At the end of the day, covered call options, whether you are doing it through your own stocks or ETFs or through a covered call ETF itself, they allow you to generate more income, create more flexibility within your portfolio, and provide another way to utilize investments you may already own. Or a simpler approach with ETFs, like I mentioned, they can be a very easy way for you to generate an income. But remember, the higher income you receive typically comes with a trade-off, and the trade-off is potentially some upside, and also depending on the tax structure, you want to be aware of the tax impact as well. So before investing in covered calls or covered call ETFs, make sure you completely understand what you're gaining exposure to and what you're giving up. In the end, the goal isn't just creating the highest potential income that you can get today, but to build a strategy that can help you reach your long-term financial goals and sustain value. Personally, I have recently become a huge fan of the NEOS, SPYI, and QQQI ETFs because they offer consistent monthly income that is tax-friendly for the most part, and they've also proven so far to appreciate in value very well. And for investors who want an income, I see that as a win-win scenario, especially over more of the traditional covered call ETFs like JPI or JPQ. Now, if you'd like to learn about covered call ETFs, I will mention I've created an entire free index fund cheat sheet that shows many of my favorite options that are in the market, and that is all going to be shown in one place. So if you want to check that out, I'm going to have that linked in the description below for you. Which, while you're at it, if you want to get started on a new investing platform, whether that be a new brokerage account or IRA, I'll have direct links below to some of the top options that you may want to get started with. And please know, at the end of the day, I want you to do what's best for your finances, but do know that depending on the ones that you choose to get started with, I may earn a commission for it, which is greatly appreciated. And as always, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notifications button for future content like this.